In a bustling supermarket, under lights that seemed too dim with his mood, Daniel pushed his nearly empty cart. His face was a mask of exhaustion, his shirt a testament to long hours and little pay. In his cart lay the sum of his week's efforts: a small pack of noodles and a single loaf of bread. This was all he could afford. Beside him, holding his hand tightly, was his 8-year-old daughter, Emma. She tried to smile, but her rumbling stomach betrayed her hunger. Daniel was a single father, a universe unto himself since his wife's passing. Life was a relentless tightrope walk, balancing 2 part-time jobs against a growing mountain of bills. He was haunted by the guilt of not being able to give Emma more, but he held on to a single belief: love and sacrifice were currencies far more valuable than money. Tonight, however, that belief would be tested in a way he never imagined. As they stepped out of the store and into the cool night air, Daniel's eyes fell upon a scene that stopped him in his tracks. A woman sat on the cold pavement, 3 small children huddled around her like fragile satellites. They were pale, their clothes worn thin, their eyes hollow with a hunger that Daniel knew all too well. The youngest whimpered, a soft, heartbreaking sound, while the older 2 clung to their mother. The woman's voice was a barely audible whisper, lost in the shuffle of passers-by. "Please. Anything. My kids haven't eaten in 2 days." Most people hurried past, their gazes averted, some with looks of disapproval. But Daniel couldn't move. He felt Emma tug on his sleeve. "Daddy," she whispered, her voice trembling slightly. "They're hungry like us." Her words were like a key turning in his heart, unlocking a deep well of empathy. He looked down at the meager contents of his cart, their food for the next 2 days. Giving it away meant uncertainty. It meant his own child going without. But looking at the desperate mother, seeing his own reflection in her pained eyes, how could he turn away? Taking a deep, steadying breath, Daniel knelt. He offered the loaf of bread to the woman. "Take this," he said, his voice gentle. "I don't have much, but I know what it's like when your child cries from hunger." The woman's eyes, which had been dull with despair, suddenly widened, filling with tears. She took the bread with trembling hands, her gratitude overflowing in choked whispers of "thank you. Thank you." Her children reached for it, their small hands tearing off pieces and eating with a desperation that was painful to watch. Emma, who had been watching silently, moved closer to her dad. "Daddy, can we give them the noodles too?" A pang of fear shot through Daniel. The noodles were their last resort. But then he saw the pure, unwavering hope in his daughter's eyes. He managed a faint smile and nodded. Together, father and daughter gave away the last of their food. That night, their apartment felt colder, emptier. Daniel boiled a pot of water, telling Emma it was a special soup night. He poured the hot, salted water into 2 bowls, a parent's desperate attempt to trick a child's hunger, and didn't complain. She simply wrapped her small arms around his neck and whispered, "You're the best daddy in the world." Those words were more filling than any meal. The next morning brought a surprise that felt like a miracle. As Daniel opened his door, ready to face another day of work, he saw the same woman and her children standing there. They were cleaner, their faces less gaunt. The woman held out a paper bag, her expression a mix of nervousness and profound gratitude. Inside the bag was more food than Daniel had seen in months: bread, milk, fruit, and even a small package of meat. He was completely stunned. I don't understand," he stammered. The woman's smile was watery, but genuine. "Yesterday, a man saw what you did," she explained, her voice thick with emotion. "He saw your kindness, and he gave me money. Enough to buy food, and enough to start looking for a job. I had to thank you first. You gave me hope when I had nothing left." A lump formed in Daniel's throat. For years he had felt like he was fighting a losing battle alone, that the world was a cold, indifferent place. But here, standing on his doorstep, was proof that one small act of compassion could send ripples of change through the universe. Emma peeked into the bag, her eyes lighting up with pure joy. "Daddy, we can eat together now." The woman knelt, meeting Daniel's gaze. "I thought my children and I were cursed," she said softly. "But you showed me that good people still exist. You saved us last night. I will never, ever forget it." From that day forward, their lives began to intertwine. The woman, whose name was Sarah, slowly found her footing. The two families, Daniel and Emma, and Sarah and her children, became a single, larger one. They shared meals, laughter, and the burdens that were now much lighter because they were carried together. One evening, watching Emma play happily with Sarah's kids, a profound realization washed over Daniel. He had always believed he was too poor to give anything away. But he had given the most valuable gift of all, compassion. And in return, he had received what he had lost so long ago: hope, friendship, and the warmth of a new, chosen family. This story is a powerful reminder that kindness has a value beyond measure. It costs nothing to give, yet its return can be the greatest treasure of all. Thank you so much for watching. If this story touched your heart, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel for more inspiring content. We'll see you in the next one.